4. 35, 39, sorry.
Thanks, Brian. You spooked me there. Tell me it was motion 34. You've been a bit out of trouble. President, Conference, brothers and sisters, Gerry Largey, branch 730 to move motion 39. There's a lot of motions dealing with COVID and the outworkings of the truly extraordinary year and a half we've all been through on the conference agenda. But of all the motions relating to COVID from the Health Service, this one caused probably the biggest discussion in our branch, people agonising over whether to put it in and the content of it. And the reason for that is because it deals with, as you read the motion, it deals with a truly scandalous situation. In the period March to June last year, due to the incompetence of the leadership of the Health Service, the failure to stockpile PPE, the failure to follow basic public health advice, our members, right across the piece, were left in the most dangerous of situations as a direct result of advice issued by the Chief Medical Officer of Northern Ireland, Michael McBride, the Chief Nursing Officer, Charlotte McCardle, the Permanent Secretary of the Department for Health, Richard Pengelly, and the Minister for Health, Robin Swan. And what happened there was a cold, hard, brutal facing up to the George Orwell saying from Animal Farm, which is that all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. And for our members, what that meant was that because of the scarcity of PPE, that the decision that was made that life and limb in hospital settings and protecting it was going to be prioritised over the support of life and limb for service users and members in community settings right across Northern Ireland. So there were examples of this in every single health branch. The one I actually want to use is actually one from the President's own branch, Southern Trust, where at a central panel meeting, a situation emerged where 2 carers were asked to visit a house where the service user confirmed that he had become COVID positive, and that the management advice was that they were to continue with the high-tech suits and all the paraphernalia that you like to see in the videos that the HSC releases, but deliver care without plastic aprons, without gloves, and without masks.
5,200 people.
Prompt trade union representation from Brian's branch resolved that, a situation that we were faced with in my own branch on a day and daily basis across those 3 months.
Conference.
Why were we in that
call
place?
on to you
Why
to
did this happen?
This motion. We cannot
It
achieve
seemed
this
to
shared
us
vision
that
alone.
a conscious
Everyone
decision was
has a role to play.
arrived
Thank
at
you.
to cover up the failures of the Department of Health to make sure that there was proper equipment there to protect life and deliver care. And that the way you could do that was by producing spurious advice that told people working in community settings, in nursing homes, and day centres, that they had no need for PPE, that the medical evidence actually assessed that there was no risk of transmission. But if you were delivering exactly the same care, in exactly the same way, in a setting that happened to be a hospital, then the phrase that was used in my world is you had to be suited and booted. And that just wasn't good enough. Let's be clear. The Chief Medical Officer, the Chief Nursing Officer, the Permanent Secretary of the Department of Health, and the Minister owe an accounting to trade unions, an accounting to the general public, but in particular, an accounting to the hundreds and hundreds of families with loved ones who became ill with COVID-19 as a direct result of this reckless policy decision. People who were accessing service in day centres, in their own homes, who were visited by health professions for a range of reasons, all were exposed for unnecessary risk. Care settings that should have been places of safety became little more than death houses for far too many people because of the decisions made by these people. Social murder, institutional murder are phrases that people have used for this. Harsh words, but words that we must make sure never happen again. As suddenly as this crisis began, it ended as soon as PPE became available. Following policy documents written by Health Minister in the UK, who's been described as a serial liar by his own party, and incompetence at the highest level, exposed people to serious risk. This must never happen again. The movement of workers owes no fear or favours to anyone in the great and the good. Never again. Time for truth. Support this motion. Thank you, conference.
Thanks, Gerry.